Stretch yourself out nice and long, thinking about the ribs coming in. Squeeze the thighs and the heels together, and then lift up into the hundreds. Inhale for 5 beats and exhale for 5. Hands pumping just above hip height. Hips stay neutral. And then once you've done your 100, lower yourself back down, stretching the arms up overhead. Legs still together, dig the heels into the ground, start peeling your spine up, then tilt the pelvis to bring you forward for roll up, and then reverse to come back down, tilt the pelvis back all the way to neutral, and then lower the spine back down, round, up and over, and back down. 3 repetitions, spine, and then pelvis down, spine down. On your last one, lower the arms down by side, lift one leg up to the ceiling, point it up towards the ceiling for single leg circle. Inhale across the body, and then exhale, circle round and down. Inhale across, exhale, finish the circle off. After 3, reverse the direction. Pressing the arms and the shoulders and the other leg down into the ground. And then scissor switch. So foot on the floor flexed and foot in the air pointed. 3 one direction, 3 the other. And again, shoulders, arms, grounded leg, all dig into the floor. Bend the legs into your chest and roll yourself up. Check you've got some space behind you for roll like a ball. Squeeze the heels together and the shins in tight to your body. Make your spine a nice big capital C shape. And then from there, roll that shape back and back up. It's hard talking while you're doing it. 5 reps. And then on your last one, balance at the top. Keep a hold of your left leg hugged into you. Extend the right leg out at an angle and slowly lower yourself down just until your pelvis is neutral. Ready for single leg stretch. So switch, switch, switch. Staying curled up. Hugging your leg in as much as you can, maintain neutral. And then hug both legs in, ready for double leg stretch. Pelvis still neutral, still in that curled up position. Everything stays the same as you extend the arms and legs, then circle arms round and hug the legs back in. Extend, circle, hug. One last one, and then rock yourself up, ready for spine stretch forward. Dig your heels in the width of your mat, flexing your feet, fingertips on the ground between your legs, sitting up nice and tall to start with, shoulders back and down as you round, starting at the top of your spine, round forward, and then restack, coming back up. Digging your heels in throughout, keeping your arms, shoulders plugged in. On your last one, restack back up, roll the spine back, and then float your legs up, ready for open leg rocker. So arms nice and straight, legs open at a V, and then from there, rock back and balance at the top. On your last one, balancing, close the legs, slide your arms down your legs as you lower back down to the ground, ready for corkscrew modification. So you're going to, similar to single leg circle, but now with your legs pinned together, circle the legs round, changing direction each time you come back to centre. Shoulders down into the ground, pelvis stays neutral. On your last one, lower the legs, lift up, ready for saw, twist and reach. And then on that last lift up, use that twisted shape to spin you over, ready for swan prep. Hands by your armpits. Just lift up into a back extension, just using the upper back, not the neck or lower back, and lower back down. And then if you want to add on, you can lift up into that back extension, then lift the legs. Try and keep that shape in your body as you push down into your arms. Turn your head one way, the other, and then lower everything back down to the ground. And repeat. Back extension, legs, push up, twist the head. Keep repeating as that if you want, or you can go into swan dive. So lifting up the same way, and then at the top, let go and dive. Catch yourself on the last one. Bring yourself onto your elbows. Readjust, bringing your legs back together if necessary. And then from there, single leg kick. So 2 kicks on one side, 2 kicks on the other. If you can, try to keep your knees hovered off the ground, length through your lower back. And then reach the arms forward, bring yourself down, swim the arms back round, clasp as high up your back as you can, let the arms rest down, keep your pubic bone pressing towards the ground as you kick 3 times into your bum, and then lift up into a dart position. Lower back down for 3 kicks. Option to turn your head each time you're doing the kicks, so different cheek is resting on the floor as you kick. Keep your abs pulled in and your pubic bone pressing down. And then push yourself up, spin yourself over, ready for neck pull. Legs together, feet flexed. Take your hands palm over palm behind your head. Sitting up nice and tall, then leg spine stretch forward round from the top of your spine over your legs, then re-step back up, and then you hinge your body back, and then keep it as long as possible as you tuck your pelvis and roll yourself down to the ground, and reverse to come back up, round, but then go all the way forward over your legs and re-step back up. If you need to come up, you can either take your arms out ahead of you and then place them back on your head when you're rounded forward to go back down, or you can stack your hands in front of your forehead and try and keep elbows and shoulders back as you come forward, but place them back on the back of your head as soon as you can to try and keep as near to the full move as possible. On your last one, lying down, take one leg up to the ceiling, curl your head, neck and shoulders up, ready for scissors, and switch. Keeping the hips square and neutral. Arms nice and strong, elbows wide, and then bring the legs together, feet flat on the floor near your bum. Shoulders down into the ground as you tilt your pelvis and lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling, trying to point the pubic bone up towards the ceiling for shoulder bridge, and reverse to come back down. Keeping the knees and feet together throughout. Keeping the pressure in your shoulders down to the ground and your nose pointing straight up towards the ceiling. Next time you come up to the top of the move, pause there. Keep your hips up as you lift one leg up towards the ceiling, and keep it straight as you lift and lower. And then switch legs. Just check in the hips don't lower. Place the feet back down and then lower the spine back down. Lift up, ready for spine twist. So legs together, squeeze them tight as you twist one way. If you need to, counter twist with your hips to make sure your legs don't slide past each other. And then come to side lying. So feet at the front of the mat, rest of your body on the back of the mat, in line with the back of the mat. Take your top leg just about hip height and then point to go back, flex to kick forward. Keep the bottom leg pressing into the ground throughout. As the leg comes forward, see if you can push your hip down and away from you. And then roll over for side two. So hips and shoulders in line with the back of your mat, feet in line with the front of your mat, foot to hip height, flex foot forward, point the foot back. Bottom leg pressing into the ground throughout. And then come to seated. Legs together. Hands by your hips. Tuck the tailbone under and roll yourself back. Float the legs up to 45-degree angle and then take your arms out 45-degree angle so they're parallel to the legs. Try and keep the legs still as you roll the body down and back up. For teaser. On the next one, pulse at the top. Keep the body still as the legs lift and lower. For teaser two. And then combine the two. So arms go up to the ceiling, then arms, body, legs all come down and then lift back up again. For teaser three. Try not to let the feet touch the ground as you come down. And then circle arms back, ready for hip circles. So, or hip twist. Pull the legs into you and then circle down around, into you, switch direction, into you, circle down around. And then spin yourself over, ready for swimming. Stretching long, lift the arms first, then back extension, then lift the legs and off into swimming. Try and keep the legs parallel and hip distance apart. Inhale for 5, exhale for 5, and then rest everything down. Push up. Ready for leg pull down. In your plank position, keep everything as still as possible. Just lift one leg up and down. Next time it comes up, keep your hips down in your plank as you rock forward and backward by flexing the grounded foot. And then spin yourself over, ready for leg pull up. So shoulders back, light shoulder bridge, tuck the pelvis and round the hips up, and then either straight leg or bent leg into your chest, and then switch sides. And on your last one, tuck the leg under, bring yourself ready for side kneel. So we want to try and get your knee underneath your hip. You can use the mat as a guide, so your hand, your knee, your heel in one straight line in the middle of the mat. And then lift the leg up to hip height, thinking about pubic bone pressing forward as you pulse the leg up towards the ceiling. And then switch sides. Pubic bone forward as you pulse. And then come back up, ready for boomerang. So legs crossed at the ankles, at the shins, hands tented by hips, Tuck the tailbone under and round the spine back, and then float the legs up, similar to teaser. From there, roll over, open and close the legs, and then come up into your teaser position. Balance there as you bring the arms behind you and clasp. Keep your nose as close to your shins as you can. Ready to dive forward, spine stretch forward, similar. Reach for your feet and restack back up. So teaser up, roll over, recross the legs, teaser up, clasp the hands behind your back, lower yourself forward, butterfly the arms forward, and restack back up. One more each side. Last one. And then flip yourself over, ready for press ups. So standing, feet hip distance apart and parallel. So you can just fit one fist between the balls of your feet, the outside of your feet are parallel. And then take a deep breath in and exhale, roll down. Bend your knees to get your hands flat on the floor if you need to. And then walk the hands out in 4 strides into a plank. From there, press up 3 times. Then round the head, round the spine. Walk the hands in. And then restack all the way back up to standing. Circle arms. Then stand in a wide squat position. And you're going to squat down, knees going in the same direction as your middle toe. And then you can add on where you dive through your legs in that squat and then stand up, reach for the ceiling. And then we are all done.